Hey guys, good evening and welcome to Think Outside the Box Praise Dance Leadership. I'm going to do days 18 through 20. So I have been doing the videos, but I'm on Periscope and I do it a little bit differently than I do on YouTube. But again, if you can't catch me on YouTube, you can definitely go to Periscope at T.O.B Praise Dance, and I do it at 5:30. So whenever you don't see me on YouTube, just come over to Periscope. But I'm going to do videos 18 through 20 today. So day 18 is a pretty fun list, and it's very consistent and organized, and it will help you a lot as a praise dance leader. So this is the praise dance leader checklist, and I want to discuss with you 7 top items that you need within this checklist. So number one, before I get into that, the purpose of the checklist is to produce order, organization, and confidence. So again, there is a purpose behind this method, and again, it's to produce order, organization, and confidence. So the top 7 tools are: number 1, personal spiritual growth; number 2 is personal development; number 3 is team building; 4 is praise dance curriculum; 5 is a choreography; 6 is praise dance garments; 7, you got to have a system in place. So those are the 7 top tools that you need as a praise dance leader. Number 1, discussing personal spiritual growth. There are 3 things that needs to happen when you are having daily devotions. 1, is very important that you do this because it keeps you focused on ministry. 2, it builds your confidence as a leader. Once you know your identity in Christ and your purpose as a praise dance leader, sky's the limit. There's nothing that can really mess with you mentally. You have nothing to fear. Once you know who you are, you can do anything that you want, and people aren't questioning you. But if they do question you, you have enough confidence to answer their question and to, do what God purposed you to do and, put in your heart. So again, it's all about knowing who you are, and that builds confidence. So it's very important that you are feeding your spirit man on a daily basis. Number 3, it eliminates pride, ego, and selfishness. So again, that's 3 main components within personal spiritual growth, and it's very important that you have that on your checklist. Number 2 is personal development. This is very different from personal growth. So yes, you need your spiritual stuff, but you also need to know some other things outside of, your biblical devotions that you are doing daily. So number 1, you want to read about a lot of dance materials. Read about, body conditioning, choreography, the theory behind movement. Learn about other choreographers. There's so many books out there, and how choreographers have a journey and a different approach, and how they get their vision and their concept. That's very important as a praise dance leader and a choreographer. You want to just learn so much. So again, you want to feed that side of you as a dancer. Just learn a lot of tips and creative choreography as far as dance movements. Also study materials that deals with leadership. There's a lot of tips and methods and ways and creativity when it comes to leading your team. If you have problems, there's a lot of leadership materials out there that talks about conflict solutions and things like that. So it's very important that you start reading stuff outside of your biblical daily devotions. Number 2, I can't stress it enough, take dance classes. Please, I'm begging you, praise dance leaders. If you find yourself stagnant, you find yourself, you've been in ministry for the past 5 years and you're still doing the same movements, like side to side arm movements, and then turn to the left and turn to the right, you got to stop being lazy, and you got to take dance classes. If you're not going to take dance classes, then invest in praise dance worship videos. Again, you want to look at movements that deal with worship and praise, and there's so much stuff out there. You shouldn't just limit yourself and depend on your own choreography. You got to step outside of your comfort zone, and you got to take dance classes. Number 3, there's so many praise dance conferences, oh my goodness, on a monthly basis. So you can just go to the conferences and see what's fresh and what's new out there. Plus you get to meet new people, you get to fellowship, you get to network. So again, join in with the praise dance conferences that's happening in your area. And number 4, you want to join praise dance communities. There are oogobs and oogobs of social communities on Facebook or on Twitter or whatever social channel that you are on. Link on to those different types of communities and see what other praise dance ministers are going through, or praise dancers, just so you know what they're doing. So again, you got to keep yourself abreast on all the stuff that is going on, and that's personal development. Number 3, team building. Leaders have 3 responsibility. Number 1 is spiritual growth, because while you're eating, you're also pouring into them and you're feeding your dance team the word. Number 2 is physical growth. You're teaching movements to enhance and stretch the body. So what I mean by that is have a goal. Year one, your dancers are at a beginner level. You want to reach your goal on year two, take them to an intermediate level. Year three, have them to be advanced. So again, you always want to grow your dance team. Like I said, you shouldn't be a praise dance leader for 5 years and you're still doing baby movements. You gotta grow. You gotta grow your team as well. Number three, mental and socially. So you want to talk to them about life issues. You want to get involved in their world. You want to, discuss how we are in the world, but we're not of the world. We're supposed to be holy vessels, so we're supposed to be set apart from the world as praise dancers. So you want to talk about that and talk about how we're different from dancers within the world, how we have a whole totally different focus. So again, it's very important that you are always talking to your team. Number four, praise dance curriculum. I'm going to give you 5 reasons why that's important. Number one, it keeps you focused and disciplined on ministry. Number two, it holds you accountable as a teacher. 3, it stretches you as a dancer and a choreographer. Yes, a praise dance curriculum. It stretches you as a dancer and a choreographer. So again, I'll give an example. If you're teaching about praise and worship, again, remember how I'm always telling you, you want to connect your movements to whatever topic that you are teaching about. So this will definitely stretch you creativity as a dancer and a choreographer, because you can dance the scriptures. Remember the types of sources that I told you about that you need as a choreographer. You can dance the scriptures, you can dance the sermons, you have your praise dance songs. I mean, the sky's the limit. You could be very creative. So again, it stretches you and it makes you creative. Number 4, it prevents laziness. Once you have a praise dance curriculum and you're following it on a weekly basis, there's no room for laziness. And 5, it eliminates stagnation. So again, it takes you out of that rut doing the same humdrum thing for the past 5 years, and it takes you to a different level. So within the praise dance curriculum, it gives you something to look forward to, and like I said, you're not stagnant. You have something fresh that you can look to on a weekly or a monthly basis. So that's the purpose and importance of having a praise dance curriculum. Remember, I said the whole purpose of the checklist is to produce order, organization, and confidence. So those are the 5 top reasons why you need a praise dance curriculum, and I'll go over it again just to recap. So it's to keep you focused and disciplined on ministry, holds you accountable as a teacher, stretches you as a dancer and a choreographer, prevents laziness, and eliminates stagnation. How do you go about developing a curriculum? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Choose monthly topics to focus around. I say monthly because you want to stretch out the material. I don't know how dance ministries run. Maybe they have the summer off, but if they have the summer off, then they have those other months where they can talk about topics on a weekly basis. So have your topics, talk about excuse me, praise and worship. I spoke about learning the names of God, talk about warfare, talk about fruits of the Spirit, talk about God being alive and active within our lives on a daily basis. Look, guys, there are 66 books in the Bible. You mean to tell me that you can't take time out to pick something, a topic or a subject out of those 66 books and then teach your praise dance team? I'm sorry, you're just being lazy, and you got to get out that lazy mode and you got to stretch yourself as a leader. The purpose of being a praise dance leader is to challenge and to stretch your praise dance team. So it's very important. Like I said, go through those topics, and I'll say it again. It's praise and worship, learning the names of God, teach about warfare, fruits of the Spirit, and God being active. So again, it's your responsibility as a leader to stretch your praise dance team on a spiritual, physical, mental, and social level. And those are the topics that you can teach on. So it's very important, and that's how you develop a curriculum. Number 5, choreography. As a dancer, you need to stay creative. There's nothing like a stagnant, tired, bored dancer or a choreographer who does not take the time to feed their craft. That's why I say it's very important to be a student of dance. It's choreography. It keeps you disciplined, keeps you creative. It eliminates repetition. Like I said again, I can't stop bringing up the whole 5-year thing. I don't know why I keep talking about this or why I keep going back to it. If you have been dancing for 5 years, there should be no way that your dancer should still be on the baby level where you're moving your hands and stepping from side to side and then turning left and to turn right. You should do something more. Do kicks, do jumps, do different dance formations, do something creative. Get out of the rut of repetition. It produces a creative signature move. As choreographers, the more you're comfortable with your dance, you begin to develop your own style of dancing. It makes you conscious of your body, mind, and spirit. So the more that you tap into your dancer side, And like I said, you begin to connect dance to what you are feeling. You have a better understanding of it as a choreographer. It keeps you sharp. It sensitizes you to your surrounding and other people. So when you're creating dances, you're come out of yourself, and then you're noticing how your dancers are moving and how they are responding to your movements and then the song that you chose. So that's very important. And the last one, it develops intimacy between you and God. And what I mean by that is the more you begin to choreograph to praise dance songs or to scriptures, it really does something to your spirit. It just takes it to a whole different level, and it's really intimate when you begin to dance before the Lord, and then you connect your experience with that dance movement. It's a whole worship session for you. So again, it develops intimacy between you and God. It takes you to a worship session. So those are the needs for a choreographer, and why it's important to stay on top of your craft and be a student of dance. I can't express it enough. It's important to be a student of dance. Number 6, praise dance garments. Basically, praise dance garments, it just represents uniform, and it gives a clean, professional presentation. So leaders, you have the option to choose praise dance garments, and it doesn't have to be the A-line dresses in different colors. The sky's the limit. You can do anything you want, as long as it's connected to the concept that you have. So I know a lot of praise dancers believe they should always dance in the dresses, and they should have the flags and everything else. Me personally, I go a whole totally different route. I'm not subjected to just the dresses and the flags and the banners. I have a very different perspective, and I go a totally different way, but that's just me and my personal journey, as far as choreographing dances and then putting a uniform or a garment to it. So again, when it comes to praise dance garments, you have the capacity and you have the liberty to do whatever you want. So again, the basics of just having the praise dance garments, you want to be uniform, you want to have a clean, professional presentation. So again, you can choose whatever you want when it comes to praise dance garments. And the last one is devise a system. System is very important. Like I said, it produces order, organization, and growth. So a system is devised up of discipline, prevents laziness, eliminates the victim mentality. When people are coming at you and they're arguing with you and they're complaining about how you're running things, again, if you have the system and you're following the system, you become confident in it and you're practicing it, then you don't have to be fearful, and you don't have to feel like you're being bullied and nobody likes you. Once you have this system, you are in control. You lay down the law, and like I said, you are the leader. So it prevents that, oh, woe was me, that victim mentality, I can't do it, I need to quit. Get the system, follow it on a weekly basis, and then you'll be okay. And it matures you. So again, once you have the system, the following year, what you want to do, you want to enhance it, and you want to stretch it, and you want to become better. So again, it matures you, and it takes you from different levels to different levels. And it also teaches you delegation. So again, I spoke about if you have a large team, what you could do is start delegating responsibilities. So it helps you to release the burden off of you and to share your responsibilities, letting go and not being so hands-on and being so controlling. You begin to sow a seed into other people. So those are the 7 points that you need within your praise dance leaders checklist. Challenge of the day, very simple. Look at your ministry and see what's missing from your checklist. The top 7 that I named, is there anything missing? Number 2, do you need to add or to subtract to it? So if you're doing those 7 things, that's fine. Is there anything else that needs to be added on to it? Or there's some that you need to take away. Maybe you have too much. Maybe instead of 7 main things, you have like maybe 25. What you want to do is narrow down that list to the main components of how you run your praise dance rehearsal. And 3, just do a little tweaking. Does your ministry need tweaking? So just sit back, think about how the dance ministry is running, and be honest with yourself. Is it chaotic? Is it in a disarray? Are you tired? How are you feeling? What is your attitude toward the praise dance ministry? Do you want to quit? And ask yourself, why do you want to quit? What's going on? Use this checklist to put yourself in order and get back into ministry. Okay, guys, that's day 18. Thank you so much. Again, subscribe in the box, put your comments in and everything else. Subscribe to my email list. I have a lot of information that I'm always giving to my praise dancers, leaders as well. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you on the next challenge. Take care and be blessed.